Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Quick and Dirty Marketing Tips. My name is Zach Greenfield, and today we're going to go over something that's very tricky and honestly isn't going to get solved in one day, but is a problem that we've helped people through, and I think it'll be meaningful for you to listen if you're starting something new. So the topic is naming your business. How do you name a new venture or a new business so that you can bring in, the value of search and branding and all this other stuff? So stick with us, and we're going to go over how we've gone through that process in the past. Okay, so today's topic is how to name your business. So if you're just starting out, this is going to be an area that has a few different circles, right? There's got like emotion, what you want to do with branding, and then the sort of underlying thing, which is, does the name really say what you're doing? And if it does, or if it doesn't, can you afford to attach all of the search and SEO that you would need to that name so that people can actually find you for what you do? So, in the past, this naming your business got some interesting history, right? Back in the days of the Yellow Pages, a lot of people named themselves A1 Best Plumbing or A and B Ice Cream Shop or something. Why? Because that was the beginning of search optimization. Was people wanted to be at the front of the phone book, right? When you open up the first page, they were the ones. So the classic was A1 Best Moving Company or something like that, right? And you still see those names around today. Those are artifacts from when the phone book was search, okay? So now we, of course, have Google and other search engines online and business directories and all these other places where you can get listed. And while A is still typically the top of the list in some cases, if it's alphabetical, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what somebody's searching for when they're looking for your product or service. So there are a few things to weigh. One is, what do you actually offer? What is the product or service? And could you, in fact, capture that in your name in a meaningful way so that if somebody was searching for you, they would find it and then get introduced to your brand? Okay, so there's that objective. The other objective is that you want a unique brand feel. Now, there's some legal ramifications for this for you to know also. You really can't trademark words in the English language that are in the dictionary. However, you can trademark a made-up word, right? So Nike's a great example of that, right? Nike's not in the dictionary as a real word. It's just a made-up name, okay? And the reason that it's made up is because then they can own it. So there's some to that, as well as you may want to make up a name so that you can own it. And you see this with drug manufacturers, and a lot of companies will, come up with a made up word that they can wholly own and trademark. So that's a consideration to put into the pieces of puzzle that you're going to put this all together. Now, for my money, for local businesses, I like to just say what it is. If you're a small local business, I like to say what it is. So it's the name of your thing and maybe the town, or the town name and the thing. And keep it simple and don't get all artsy fartsy on it. Your objective is to make money, not necessarily be cool, right? So, if that would be a completely different conversation if you were launching a clothing brand or something like that, because there are some different things going on with that. When you launch a clothing brand, you can have the cool name of the brand, whatever that is, and then on your website, you're going to have all these keywords like t-shirt and jeans and whatever it is that the clothing sells. So you're still going to be able to get all of those search relevant terms in there. If you're a local business and you're just on Main Street and you want people to find you, a lot of times it's better to just be Main Street optician or optometrist. I'm sorry. Right? So you may just want to be your town and optometrist and just call it that and keep it simple, because it's going to be the most relevant name when you start building your websites and so forth. And it's also going to be the most relevant when people talk about you. They're going to be like, oh, go to Smithtown Optometrist and get your glasses. Everybody goes there. Simple, right? Because your deal is get into business and get going quick, not get bogged down in artsy fartsy stuff in that category. Now, if you're trying to do something else like a lifestyle brand or something like that, yeah, you got other considerations. So you need to honor those as well, but you still want to make sure that you're going to have those underlying key terms that are going to connect people looking for you with your website properties. Now, one solution we've done in the past is a kind of hybridized way of handling that. We've allowed the owners to run their brand, whatever that might be, and then we've done kind of like a sub tagline, right? So it might be Jacqueline's Optometry, and then I'll say Smithtown's #1 optometrist or something like that, or Best of Smithtown or something like that. And we might put a little tagline into the title, and we might even use that into the URL and so forth, so that you can use the brand but co-brand and co-search, if you will, or co-label that and search with the locale and the relevancy for that location. So those are some things. There are some ways to hybridize the conversation, right, between having the brand and having relevancy to wherever you are or whatever you do, because those are kind of the two factors, right? It's what do you do and where are you for local search, okay? And then you have branding as the third piece, all right? So try to rank those things, whiteboard them. It takes, I've gone through this process with some people it takes a week, some people it takes 8 weeks. Don't judge yourself on necessarily anything except for your own timeline. And it's got to feel right to you, because I can tell you that once you invest in your business name, it's going to be a long, it's expensive and it's a long process to build up the reputation around that brand, the website, all these assets, your printed material, your shirts, your staff stuff, your pen, whatever it is that you end up spending money on. You don't want to go backwards and hate it in a year. So take your time, do it right, and spend some time on Google and see what's out there that's competitive that might be using the same name. You don't want to step into somebody else's really established naming and never be able to rank your business because they're just going to step on you forever. So, you have to think about that too. So you got to spend a little bit of time doing research about what's out there, find where you can fit into a void that nobody's taken up. Honor what you want to do with branding and or your personal naming, plus honor how to make sure that your business is going to be relevant for search terms and so forth, okay? So those are kind of the different marks. If this helped you get through some of that and or you need more help, that's fine, get a hold of us. If it did, and you'd like to see more of these, subscribe, share the video to a couple of friends, like us, and hit the bell and all these other things to stay in touch. And of course, we're going to keep making these videos, so we'll see you on the next one.